Good evening, you guys, and welcome. Welcome back to the Bible Study Studio. My name is Sonia McCullough Lockridge, and I am your host, and I joy to come to you in this fashion. Now, on Friday, we talked about what it was or what it would be that we would do this week. Well, ever since I left you guys on Friday, the Lord God Almighty has been blessing me with additional A words in regards to the art of engaging the word exegetically in an everyday expository fashion. So for the remainder of this week, we are still going to be looking at this particular subject matter. But, come Monday evening, we will have our very first study in the book of Revelation. Our very first study in the book of Revelation. And I have designed something for it. And it's only Jesus makes all things new. Only Jesus makes all things new. Isn't that beautiful? I just love it. Only Jesus makes all things new. And this verse is taken from chapter 21 of the book of Revelation. And I'm going to tell you, last year I designed an Only Jesus t-shirt, and I gave them to my Bible fellowship sisters. And my leader said to me, well, what are you going to do for next year, Sonia? I'm like, I don't know. I don't have any idea. And so while reading through the book of Revelation out loud, I prayerfully was asking the Lord if he would give me an idea for another Only Jesus product, t-shirt, or what have you. And so when I got to almost the end, there's 22 chapters in the book of Revelation. But when I got to chapter 21, there it was, and I will read it to you. To us. I'll read it. But I'm going to read it in the NIV version of the text. I know there's some people out there that do not like it, but that's what I grabbed quickest. I have many versions here, but let's just read it in the chapter 21. What verse is it? What verse is it? Let's just read the entirety of the chapter. Then I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth had passed away, and there was no longer any sea. I saw the holy city, the new Jerusalem, coming down out of heaven from God, prepared as a bride, beautifully dressed for her husband. And I heard a loud voice from the throne saying, look, God's dwelling place is now among the people, and he will dwell with them. They will be his people. And God himself will be with them and be their God. He will wipe away every tear from their eyes. There will be no more death or mourning or crying or pain, for the old order of things has passed away. He who was seated on the throne said, I am making everything new. Then he said, write this down, for these words are trusty and true. Only Jesus makes everything new. And during these difficult times, I thought it would be a good idea to lean toward into the hope of the one and only Jesus. So for that reason, we have landed on this title, Only Jesus Makes All Things New. And that is our study of the book of Revelation, which we will start on Monday, the 14th day of October. Only Jesus makes all things new. And he does this by sitting at the right hand of the Father. Only Jesus makes all things new. Now, as for today, our question on the table today is what audience factors are important? What audience factors are important? What current cultural audience factors are important due to the demographics of the original audience? Due to the demographics of the original audience being far different from our current cultural audience. So, let me just restate that because I think I got it all jacked up. What current cultural audience factors are important due to the demographics of the original ancient audience, due to the fact that they are so different from us, and from any modern day Western audience. In other words, what about us today? What is the cultural regard for us today in regards to an audience? What audience factors are important? Because when we're giving a message or sharing a message or writing an essay, we really need to know who we are speaking to and in what cultural factors they bring to the table. So, the things that are important are, of course, the demographics. The demographics of the audience are highly, highly important. The makeup of the audience is extremely important as well. And the needs of the audience is extremely important. So, like, for example, an audience of single moms would have different needs than an audience of working married mothers. They would have completely different needs. Number two, the makeup of the audience as far as age goes would be another important factor. So, in regards to single moms, you're not going to have a whole bunch of single moms in their 60s in your audience. So this makeup of your audience is highly important. So what you may have, though, in your audience is a whole bunch of mothers with 2-year-olds. Mothers with 2-year-olds could be a particular makeup in your audience, or mothers with littles, or mothers with toddlers, or mothers with teenagers. That could potentially be your audience. So we want to keep these things in mind as we prepare our essays and our messages. So, needs, makeup, and demographic. What social economic demographic are these folks that you're speaking to from? What social economic demographic are these folks from that we are speaking to in a particular essay or message? Are these people impoverished? Are these people wealthy? Are these people none of the above? Might these people be college age with server jobs? Or might these people be, once again, working moms with 9-to-5 jobs? So that tells us something about the demographics of the folks we are speaking to. This is a highly, highly important part of the exegetical process, because we want to be sure that we are speaking to those that we think we are speaking to. We don't want to be presenting a message that's for baby boomers to Gen Zs. We wouldn't give the same message to baby boomers that we would give to Gen Zs. There's too much difference in those two particular groups. So we would want our message to be appropriate for the audience in which we have been sent or brought to, or think that we are speaking to and or writing to. So that is just a little bit of something in regards to what audience factors are important when we're writing a message or an essay. What audience factors are important, and we just gave you the rundown of those, and they are their needs, their makeup, and their demographics. Their needs, their wants, their makeup, the makeup of the folks, and the demographics. So tomorrow we will have yet another A letter. The Lord's given me so many A letters I can hardly keep up. So, and then for the balance of the week, we will have a continuum of A letters. I have a bunch of them, but we are going to move forward with 4 of them. And on Friday will be our last session of the art of engaging the word exegetically in an everyday expository fashion. I thank you for your time and your attention, and I hope and pray that you have a blessed day in the Lord. This is Sonia signing out. Thanks.